I like that. Ooh, I like that.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you doing?
I am good. I am excited.
And you have a new background.
I do. Personality. I like it.
No, I do like it. And I have one thing to say about that. Remember I said I have something to say, it has nothing to do with that. But your little sign that's behind your head, like it's got like little breakdowns.
Oh, this one.
This one, yeah. I have something. Be honest, did you get that from Dollar Tree?
No, I got it from Amazon.
Okay. I got something similar to that from like Dollar Tree. It looks almost the same. It's like little fall sayings, and we put it up every fall. It's like but I can't read yours at the moment because I don't have my glasses on. It just looks the same. But I added something. I don't know if you can see it.
I did see it. I loved it.
Well, nope is the thing, but this one is I'm with the band. Okay, it says ban, but it's banned books because I don't believe you should ban any books for adults. Now, I think there's things kids shouldn't read just because, they don't need to know that stuff yet. But I think when you're over 16 or whatever, you should be able to read whatever you want, and just ask questions if you don't understand it. But that's not the thing. So, as you know, and whoever is ever going to watch this, which will probably be Dom and maybe Terry and Sophia,
Wait, my mom watches every week. She yelled at me yesterday because I didn't post that we went live. And I was like, well, Mom, it's Tuesday.
Oh.
And we do have another watcher, too. So I've got 2 people who follow us who are just, not business followers, but,
well, look at that.
Actually, family supporters, which leads into our conversation a little bit.
It does, but we're going to get to that in a second because as you know, I have a Substack, a blog, right? Mm-hmm. And I get people that, comment on it and I engage in notes and all of that. And it's very good. But this week I got my first hater, which means you've made it. When somebody's like, your blog is bad. Well, they didn't really say it like that, but like a negative comment, I was like, that means you've made it. That means that you have made it. And that means, I don't know. That's at least it's in my head. You get my point?
Did you block it or can I go comment on their conversation?
I deleted it because it wasn't good. And I sent them a private message and I'm like, look, I am blocking you from my blog. This is not appropriate.
Well, and I think that's a big thing, right? The non-appropriateness, right? Sometimes you can come into somebody's blog and you can say, hey, these are the links and the things that I find that kind of prove what you're saying as a different outlook and an outview. Let's have a conversation about it. Yes. Whereas when you come in and you're like, you're wrong and you're this and you're that and you're just a woman talking.
Right. And I put it akin to let's say you have a blog about pies and you make a blueberry pie blog and somebody's like, you're the spawn of Satan. Apple pies are better. You're like, okay, you weirdo. And you just let it go. Right. But when in this case, they were attacking, and I'll give you the details off camera. I don't want to put it in here.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was very interesting to me though. My first negative reaction to one of my blogs, and it was very weirdly, it was a good feeling and a bad feeling at the same time. I'm like, and yay? I don't know,
ta-da!
Cringe and yay at the same time. I don't know. And so, but, and I know this is stupid, and I don't know how to segue this into our topic.
No, I love that. So here's the thing. Sarah and I got a call this week. We each got our own individual call.
I was like, wait.
Who called us? Why did we go on the phone? We just hang out online. We don't need phone calls.
Right. That is, I will be honest with you. So I told her that we would catch up on the phone this week. We did a whole bunch of messaging back and forth because she called me and I need to give her, and Terry, when you watch this, please text me from not WhatsApp, because for whatever reason, WhatsApp, I just don't answer it. I'm a horrible person. So Brian was sitting next to my phone and the phone's ringing and he's like, who's this? And I'm like, I don't know, because it just came up as the number. And so apparently WhatsApp doesn't tell me the name of the person.
Right. If it's in WhatsApp, it doesn't add to your contacts. You have to add them to your contacts.
And so then like a couple seconds later, I like go listen to it and I'm like, oh, dang it. Right.
Terry's lucky that I was waiting for phone calls from other companies that I'm looking at getting jobs from, because that's the only reason why I answered too. And
I will put Terry, I will put you on my call through list, because even on my real phone, there's like 6 people that are allowed to call through. Everybody else gets sent to voicemail. You will be my 7th. Okay. So Terry's laughing. At least that's good. But why are we talking about Terry? Why did we get the call?
Okay, so Terry is this amazing woman who met Sarah and I and started being in our community and meeting with us and talking with us. And inside of what Sarah and I do with other business owners is we treat business owners like business owners. And it doesn't matter what your business is. We treat you like a business owner. And Terry has a phenomenal travel business. She does amazing things with her travel. She helps people connect in different ways. And yet people consider her an MLM. People consider her just somebody doing a passion project. People consider her in these different categories, and they don't talk to her as a business person.
Well, and I think I want to clarify, because I don't know what they define themselves as, but I come from the land of Amway. Okay, like I am from Michigan, right? And I think in the 80s and even in the 90s, like that concept of network marketing or MLM had a negative connotation, right? But in my opinion, it was unwarranted, and we've gotten away from that. Yeah. And I think it's really the older generation that really cares about that definition of it, right? Mm-hmm. So even if you are working for an MLM, who cares? Right. You're still building a business. And the reason we're shouting out Terry is, and she can type it into the chat, because I don't know what it is, but it's super special angel gold status that she got. I think it might just be gold status. I don't know, but I think we should add the super special angel part to it. Just my personal opinion, but her company did not ask my opinion on this. I'm just saying they should. And it's amazing though. She has done so much work, and I'm going to go with a lot of time that she's put into this, but primarily the last, say, 6 months to a year, she has changed up her social media presence beyond anything. And if you don't follow her on TikTok, she is doing all of the things. You know what I mean? It's like, and she switched it up, because that's the thing. When something's not working, you got to make that change and try something different, right? And whatever she made the change was, give or take 6 months to a year ago, she's now at gold status and rising. Like, that's the key. So I want to lead this into, though, one of the best things about working for a network marketing company is the support you get. And that's different than starting a business on your own and or starting an actual startup, like a tech startup, right? It's just you. And maybe you and your friend in a garage if you're a tech startup, right? And yes, Terry, pivots are definitely important. Pivot is definitely important.
Oh, look at that. Do you see that fire photo from her photo shoot?
Oh, yeah. She did a photo shoot. And
that's part of that pivot.
I want to come back to the photo shoot, because that's something that I think a lot of people don't think of. And it doesn't have to be professional. We're going to come back to that. What was I talking about?
Our ADHD. You were talking about we talked about the pivot. We talked about going forward. But how when you're in an MLM of types or different businesses like that.
Oh yeah, you get the support.
You have support. Right.
The MLMs, you have a series of people that support you in a different avenues within the company that you decided to build your company with, there's that support.
As
And
well as the proof of product, right?
sure, that is true too. Proof of product, right? Because if other people have been successful selling this product, then obviously it's almost like I put MLMs in a car salesman concept, right? Like, I love a Jeep, right? So if I want a new Jeep, I go to a Jeep salesman, and there's many of them, right? We wouldn't have so many Jeep dealerships if Jeep wasn't a good car. Can we agree on that, right?
Yeah.
Now, we could argue good cars or bad cars still have dealerships, but we're not getting into that. But back to individual solopreneurs and or that startup concept. So I'm just going to use that solopreneur. You don't have that support readily available, right? Or, you don't have family that's because that's kind of what we wanted to talk about today, was that concept of where do you get that from, right? And we talked about Terry has the support with her company, but she also wanted networking. She wanted other ideas. She wanted feedback. She wanted all of that. And in turn, we got that all from her.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Right? I still send stuff to her. I'll send a message and be like, will you just look at this? You know what I mean? Like, does it look stupid? I am lucky because I have a partner across the basement from me. He works from home too, but a lot of times he's doing his own work. And I shouldn't say a lot of times, he should be doing his own work, right? Like, he's not my business, he's his own. And so, yeah, that's the end of that thought.
Well, and that was part of the conversation. Terry was like, you two helped me build that business mindset. Because as much as MLMs have teamwork and they have that help, they're still all doing their own thing. They're all, in their own worlds. And so we created a space where Terry could come in and be a business owner day in and day out, talk to other business owners, but have that conversation, that mindset. And when we come into the real world, quote unquote, right, we end up with different people who do different things for different reasons, right? And they will judge you. Oh, well, your passion project, or, oh, well, you really think you're running a business. No, you're not. You're just sitting at home. And so when you have those things coming at you, that's going to affect how you work, right? That's going to affect how you interact with people. Are you going to be scared to talk to people? Are you going to be worried to have that conversation with people? And so, Tail. And so that's kind of what you're looking at.
Yeah, and 100%, because so when I first started working from home, it was in a sense like, a 9-to-5 job. It was just from home. And this was a long time ago, right? This was 2005, I think I started working officially from home. And I still remember I started in the summer, and so many people in my life, because I was excited. I got this new job, right? So I'm telling people, I would at least once a week get somebody knocking on my door saying, I have to go to work and my kid doesn't have camp today. So here, I'm working too. I don't understand. Well, you're not really working. I'm getting paid actually more than you to do a job.
That's more intense.
That's more intense. And it was so funny. So many people got mad at me. Well, you're just home all day. And it's like, no. Now it's gotten a little bit better because I'm older and can set boundaries better. And right. But even then, my 18-year-old, it's so funny how many times a week he'll just bound down the stairs, because our offices are in the basement, and just be like, but I'm on a call, right? Like, and he's like, oh yeah. And he go back upstairs. Like, you wouldn't do that if your parent was in the office, right? Your kid wouldn't run in and just start, so it's, yeah. Yes. What is this? Yes, it was a space where other entrepreneurs could share candidly their wins. Yes. So she's saying that the spaces we created, and I think they served the purpose at the time. And I want to go back to Terry's pivot statement for a second, because for a while there, and Terry and I have mentioned this to each other a couple of times, and I know that Brittany and I have talked about it. There was a time maybe earlier this year, but more last year, where I was online talking to people more than I was actually doing my business.
Yeah.
Right. And I think I now have a happy medium. Right. I have that happy medium where I have some hours that I am doing that networking and that co-working and some different things. And then we have over here. But I think what we wanted was to build that environment, and then we had to figure out, what does that look like long term? So it's kind of like the throw the spaghetti at the wall, where you take, and we just like 80 hours a week, right? Like, we're just gonna be there. And then we had to figure out, what does that look like long term? Because you can't do 80 hours a week forever.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the whole part of business, and that's the whole part of when somebody is questioning what you're up to or what you're doing, right? And like you said, people can't see the work you're putting in, and they can't see the work you're avoiding. I just did.
I will share my task list. If anybody wants to know what I'm avoiding, you can do everything on it and make yourself feel better.
I just walked through my entire house and I'm moving in still. I've been here for a year, but I'm doing a lot of small things, right? Sure. And I don't have all of my stuff, and so things happen. But I've had like extension cords in weird places so I could have power. And so I just spent this whole morning like figuring out, oh, this will be better, this is better, like we can hide it, right? It's not across the floor anymore. And I then took a picture of my sink of dishes. I spent 2 hours doing weird random things that don't matter, like putting my pig butt over here so that in the live there was some character. And I have a sink full of dishes. But that's what ends up happening in business. You do different things that you feel are needed, and then you kind of work from there. But when other people are taking that mindset away from you and they are diminishing and like, oh, here, watch my kids because you're not busy, it doesn't help. And it doesn't provide a good environment.
So just to make you feel better really quick. So we have been in this house, we rent, and we've been in this rental for about 3 years now. And the other day, the said 18-year-old tripped over something as he got out of his chair at the kitchen table. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? Right. And he's like, I tripped over the cord. And I'm like, what cord? We've had a cord that goes across behind his chair and the wall since we moved in. And I just forgot it was there. It's there with a purpose. But I'm like, okay, can we not try to like kill the child every time he wants to eat dinner? So we're going to figure out how to put it up and around the window that's behind him. But just so you know, 3 years. 3 years. He just dealt with it because he's like, I'm not going to complain about it. I'm just going to try not to trip and die.
They did it. They put it there. It's fine.
Right. So anyways, that was funny. But I think that the end result, and Terry did not even plan this, I think the end result is knowing when to pivot, right? And sometimes you're not going to pivot at the right time, but you have to, let's go with be willing to pivot, right? We can't be on Friends where nobody's willing to pivot with the couch, right? And if you don't know what that is, search up Friends and pivot and you can watch the clip. But you also, it's not about when really, but you have to be willing to do it. Because if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, that is the definition of insanity, right? Or whatever it is. And you're never going to find what actually works, right? You got to try new things. And I don't know how long you try something. That would be up to you. But if you don't try something for at least 90 days, you can't tell if it doesn't work. But you shouldn't try something for 3 years, i.e., keep trying to kill your child and think that this is okay. Right? What do you think about that?
I don't remember who I was talking to. I had a conversation with somebody and we were talking about habits. And, we all know Atomic Habits, start small, build different. But we were also talking about how they started doing new studies, and it almost takes a year, especially for people with ADHD, right? Like we all say, 90 days, like stick with it, you'll catch on. But if you have ADHD, it takes you a year to get that pattern down and to figure out how it fits into your system.
Sure.
And I think that we're so confined in instant gratification. Well, if your business isn't making you money now, if you're not doing this now, if your product's not producing right now, if you're not making it, if you don't have 1,000 followers, if you don't have this, then then it's not of value. And I think it's interesting to look at the fact that when half of us are 80s and 90s babies, right? Like we didn't have 1,000 followers. We had the people around us and we had the community that was available to us.
Right.
And we have kind of gone away from that as far as where we lean for support and what we look on. Now we have the world, right? We have more. We can go different places and get, frankly, better.
Sure.
Depending on where you are, you can get better and different, right? And so by having access to that better and different, now you can start to gauge things in a different way. I had to step away from my business the last 6 months. There was just no way I could sit inside it, right? And so when you look at what is different, what is working, what is not working, and you support people in those moments at that time for what they need, that's going to be what's going to do the difference, right? But also recognizing this is your passion. This is what you've built. Let's build it bigger. Let's do something different. How can I support you? And this week I had to send somebody a calendar and say, hey, this is the calendar. Tell me when I can support you. Tell me when I can be available to help. And then I just put my block times on there. But that's a lot different, right?
Yeah.
As opposed to, I'm going to help you this way. I'm going to make sure that you get a job. I'm going to continue to give you, job listings from Indeed. Why? That's not where I'm going with my life. That's not my focus. And I think, my 19-year-old just got an apartment and he was told to do a few different things. And why? Let him get his apartment. If
he can afford it and pay for it, who cares?
Right. And if you're afraid that he's going to fall, then help him financially. If you're afraid he's going to fail, then get him something for the apartment, right? Like just support the decision. And I think that that's what we forget to do. We want everybody to do it our way and how we see fit. And that's not reasonable to put everybody into your box.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And everybody's a little bit different. So, and maybe he doesn't need financial. Maybe he just needs to know that if it does crash and burn, he has somewhere to go. Yeah. Right. That's a way to support someone too, right? Hey, I get it. You need to do this. If something happens and this doesn't work out, you can always sleep in the spare bedroom or the couch or whatever. Right. Yeah, exactly. Knowing you're not going to be homeless, knowing that, makes everything's a little bit easier. Right. So we do only have 5 minutes, and hopefully Terry's still watching, and Brittany has no idea this is coming out of my mouth. So 2 weeks from now, right? Let me look at a calendar. Yes, 2 weeks from now, I will be at a conference. I will not be able to go live. Okay. So I am volunteering Terry at 10 a.m. next week, 2 weeks from now.
11 a.m. her time.
No, it'd be 10 her time.
Oh yeah, it's 9 our time. I was just adding the hour because I was being kind.
Right. So Terry, can you go live with Brittany 2 weeks from now? So you do not have to answer here. If you can't, we will just be devastated forever and ever and probably never forgive you, and we'll find somebody else. And I'm joking. So just
voluntolding.
Back to my days of voluntelling. So yeah, if you can, let us know, and we'll work out the details.
Terry, you have to pick a topic. I don't want to.
Pick a topic. All right. So next week will be a little bit later, right? Is that what you decided, or did you want to go earlier? Because you have this Wednesday, next Wednesday.
No, I have an hour bus ride, so later would be better. So if we do it at like noon, maybe.
Sure, we'll do midday next. Yeah, but like the Wednesday after that, I can't do it at all. Like it would literally
or
have
we could just pre-record and have it just sent out.
If Terry can do it, I think you guys should do it.
No, but I mean next week.
Oh, we'll figure it out. That's not a big deal. We're kind of hashing out details that probably nobody cares about, but so end result of all of this.
Options and support.
Yes. So our first topic was my Substack and negative comments. So don't be upset about negative comments. Delete them if needed. But if somebody's giving you a negative comment, that means they've read it. Okay, they actually are reading it and feeling something, and that is the key to literally whatever you're doing. Now, I'd rather you not tick people off, which is technically what I did. But you know what I mean? It still means somebody's reading it, and that's a good feeling. And then let's pivot. Don't forget to pivot. What is our last topic here that we want to round this out?
Just support people where they are. If they're running a business, yes, that's a business. Yes.
And just, what happened in my head right there, support people where they are. I'm like, yeah, I'm in Chicago. Brittany's in Shreveport. Like, no, yeah. But it's like, no, but yes, I get your point, where people are, and don't, so many people have assumed things about what I do, right? How I work, what my business is, all of that. And honestly, it just happened yesterday. I had a conversation with somebody who was like, well, we know that you have, like a bunch of other clients. And in my head, I'm like, I wish, right? And I have 2 right now. I want 1 million. I want, or whatever your definition is of a bunch. So don't always assume that you know what somebody else's stuff is like, but always assume that it's a priority for them. Yeah. Right? Just because you don't think it's a real business or it's a passion project or whatever, right? You're making an assumption that you wouldn't want somebody to make about you.
Yeah, exactly.
So, because I can make a lot of assumptions about, people that work in-person jobs. You know what I mean? I
just sent corporate a 2-page PDF about somebody who works in an in-person job and shouldn't be.
They borderline shouldn't be working anywhere, let alone this particular job. Some people are not meant for customer service facing roles. Can we agree with that?
Yeah. And they're not meant to co-work
engage with humans. Yeah. Some people are meant
to file your paperwork. Thank you.
Some people need those my mind is blank, but like the jobs where something comes to you on a conveyor belt where you can wear headphones and not engage with humans all day long. Yeah. There are certain people that need those jobs.
Just the little line.
The widget.
Go to the line and put the wax on the button and keep moving for tester. Test the buttons.
Right. Yeah. Like some people, it's just better for them to have those jobs.
Yeah. It's really hard when your best friend is an HR person and you want to just call them and be like, hey, guess what happened? Guess what had happened? Yeah. Guess what had happened?
It happens. It happens. Trust me. I hear the worst and the best. All right. We are at 30 minutes. So who are you and what do you do?
I am with BizStorming. I am a business coach. I help people with their accountability and really just their tech support. So as a business owner, you're by yourself. I make sure you're not by yourself. I help people like Terry and everybody else find that business mindset and stay in that business mindset and make it work for themselves.
Wonderful. And I am Sarah. I am with Off the Beaten Path Consulting, and I do a lot of HR and leadership stuff. I will put my links probably somewhere, but you can hunt me down. And if you don't like HR or leadership, that's fine. I mostly don't either because it's boring. That's why I made some leadership coloring books. So feel free to find those also.
And this is Unleashed, where Sarah and I go unleashed and talk about the business world.
Yeah, and whatever else we want to talk about, because it's our hour or our half hour or whatever. We can talk whatever the flip we want.
Like, did you see this antique chair? Wrong side. Do you see this antique chair?
Yeah, where'd you get it?
Look at how pretty it is. My neighbor. That's where I got the book cabinet too. But it's a rocking chair. It folds and it's a rocking chair. I'll show you when we end the live.
Okay, sounds like a plan. All right, everyone. Thank you, Terry, for watching. We had a second watcher. It's probably your mom. So thank you, Mom, for watching. And everyone else who will watch throughout the day. I will talk to y'all later.
Have a great day, guys.
1 2 1 2, need my attitude. 3 4 3 4, check my latitude.